What's up, guys? Welcome to Blue Presents, a podcast where I discuss all things music and how it affects my life. And today, my guests are Lady J and Johnny Ghost, and we are talking about what they've been up to since coming on my show almost 2 years ago, being my very first guest on my podcast. And you're going to hear everything from Lady J talking about new music that she's just released recently, her single Ultrasound, as well as she's been playing shows. And we talk about Johnny Ghost, who produced a lot of the music that she's recently come out with, and as well as we're hoping to get some Johnny Ghost music released. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you for listening to today's show. And if you'd like to be a guest on my show or have a show idea, please reach out to me on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast of Blue, and on Facebook at Blue Presents a Podcast. Once again, we're back at it. This was a last minute kind of show thing. We had to record this literally Thursday night. It is what it is, man. But thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Just want to give a special shout out to anybody who has been liking, subscribing, whatever platform you're using to listen to it. I'm so thankful and appreciative of what you guys do. But before we get started, listen to my man AJ Pelletier on why you should be listening to the Roads We Travel podcast.
My name is AJ Pelletier, and I'm here to talk to you about my podcast, The Roads We've Traveled. It's a bi-weekly podcast where every episode I interview guests about their lives, their upbringings.
My father was, your stereotypical Irish drunk.
Their mental health.
Like serious depression, very bad anxiety. I can look, as a kid, I can see where it showed up.
And whatever else they have going on in their lives. It's a heartfelt show where we share intimate details about our lives, our joys, our struggles, and our passions. And we like to have some laughs along the way too.
Are you wearing a scarf?
Oh my God!
I love it. I love it. You have no idea how funny that is, AJ.
We all have our own struggles and battles we deal with. My show is to help you out and show you that you are never alone. So why don't you take this journey with us? Subscribe to us and tell a friend. We are available on all major podcast networks, and we're also available on YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Let's hit the road together.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Blue Presents a podcast where I discuss all things music. And today I am joined by Johnny Ghost and Lady J. What is going on, guys? How y'all doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh man, you guys got to think about it. It's almost been actually 2 years since you guys have been on the podcast last, and a lot of things have changed. Some things have stayed the same, but we're going to get to the change here and there. So I just want to say I'm excited to have you guys back on because there's a lot of things going on and we got a lot to discuss today. So just to get started, man, how are you guys actually doing? Not like, oh man, we're good, but like, how are you guys doing actually?
I would say I'm doing pretty, I'm okay. To be honest, it's like, I'm trying to focus a lot on my music career, but I feel like it's kind of hard to balance out a lot of like Jada stuff. You know what I mean? Like the life of Jada and like trying to get real life going. Because I'm going back and forth from like Jada and Lady J. I've been feeling like Hannah Montana low key. So it's been big. But I'm just stay focused, That's pretty much been like lately.
And what up, Johnny?
Just over here fucking my life up.
Come on, don't say it like that, man. You're all right, man. You're all right.
Just been working and doing the same old shit. Just been trying to make the right decisions,
It comes a time, man. You guys are still young. You guys were young when you guys first came on this podcast, and you're still fucking young. So there's a lot of room for changing things, making things better. But we're going to jump right into things, man. Lady J, you have been dropping banger after banger after banger, and now we're getting live performances from you as well. How's that been going from recording the music to now you're actually performing it live?
Wow, man, it's really an experience, I'll tell you that. So like the first performance I ever did was a long time ago. It was like right out of high school, and I cringe looking back at the videos because it's like I'm so stiff. I was so nauseous and so scared, and it was a tiny restaurant, like with like a handful of people, and for some reason I was just so scared and nervous. But I feel like since then I've just realized more and more every day that goes by, this is really what I want to do with my career, with my, like I really want to pursue music. So I tell myself every day, like I gotta give them all I got, right? So now that I'm doing shows, I linked up with somebody in Worcester who was able to put together a show for me over there, and I made some noise out in Worcester, and that's a whole different area, and they were really fucking with me, so that was cool. Shout out to Jeremy for doing that. And I feel like ever since I did that show, it's just been like people have been noticing me and being like, oh, like we want you to perform with us, can you perform this day, just trying to like get me to like perform more. And I feel like the more that I perform each and every time, I'm like learning something about myself. Like the first time I was too energetic to the point where like I could not breathe, and like I couldn't like sing my songs. So like the next time I was trying to like, tone it down a little bit more, breathe a little more. And that's all I'm trying to do. Now I'm trying to focus on like balancing out like dancing and maybe, choreograph something for my music so that I can like, work on breath control and like putting on a show for people. So it's definitely a whole different like ball game from like recording and putting out music. And I really like it. It's showing me what I can do, I guess.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been performing since I was 16 years old, and now I'm like 35. And if you don't feel a little nervous before you get started, man, you're not living, because it's that moment right as you get on the stage, everybody's looking at you, and then that first note hits, and then you just have to let it all just kind of wash down you and kind of just let it flow through you. And then maybe sometimes a song, maybe just the beginning part of a song, it takes you before you're in that mode, like, this is mine, this is how I own the stage and stuff like that. And it definitely, when watching some of the clips and stuff like that I've seen, man, you're definitely coming into your own and owning that part of it. The other thing I see too, which is I think is the best thing for you, is you're working a room, and that's a good like step into getting things, because it's not just about who's in front of you, it's not just about you being on that stage, it's about making everyone in that space feel special when they come to a show. You know what I'm saying? Right. Getting that access to, like I came to see Lady J. Lady J gave me everything she had, and I felt it when I watched her performance. You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be like that.
I definitely do try to like, pick up on the crowd's vibes and like, try to work it too. Like my dad was just literally showing me a video of Run DMC like the other day, like of them working the crowd and just like the DJ just hyping it up, and like the way we're talking to the people and like getting them to like do what they're telling them to say, you say what they're trying, all that. So I'm trying to do that, I guess. Yeah.
It takes time, man. It takes time. It's not just gonna all come at you at once. We're living in this world where a lot of these artists sometimes just go so hard, and it's interesting to see like a guy like DaBaby, who, like, first of all, that dude's in a fucking amazing shape. I don't know if you've ever seen him on stage. He runs from one end to the other end, man. That dude is just balls to the wall from the moment go. Are there any artists that you see performing live that you're just like, oh, I see that, I want to use a little bit of that? Or is there like, you know what I'm saying? Last time you were on the show, you provided someone like Doja Cat, who, like, I didn't hear about her before. Now she's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So what can you take from an artist like that?
I try to like study like how she moves around the stage, and at what parts she maybe takes her breath, or when she does speak into the mic and when she stops, like how much is she really putting, like how much energy is she really putting out there, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I've noticed too, like even just watching these local artists and the shows that I've done, like they'll like put their mic down for a second, take a breather, like at a certain part of their song, but it'll hit right. Like it's a good part to like maybe take a break for a second before they come into the part that like they want to like emphasize. So I've just been trying to focus on like what parts I want to like take my breath, take my break, and maybe like how to like work around the stage that I'm on, or like the space that I'm like in. Just because I've just noticed so many times already that like I give too much, or I'll be too much in the moment, or like sometimes I'll drink a little bit before I perform, just a little bit, just to loosen up, and I'll be like a little too loose, and I'll like try to like, I don't know, give too much right away, that towards the end of my performance I'm already tired out and my voice is all cracked, like it's cracking like while I'm trying to. And these are little things that I've noticed, even though people will tell me, oh my God, it was so great, your performance was phenomenal, whatever, I still like nitpick those things because I want to perfect those things so I can really put on a good show. So yeah, I've just been studying the way that they work around the room, and how they how much energy they're really giving.
Yeah. I would also suggest, maybe trying some vocal techniques, the usual ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting your voice warmed up before set. And then also, as stupid as this sounds, water. Lots and lots of actual water. Liquor will do nothing but dry your voice out. Believe me, I have plenty of experience on that. It's not a good thing. So
water, I heard. I drink honey too, like to like soothe the voice.
And that's it. You just have to find what works for you. Then also you have to find what's in your normal operating range. So real quick, I'm gonna throw it to Johnny Ghost here real quick. You produced her song, which I think is one of my favorite songs, Pixie Dust. How was that in trying to get her to get that sound? Because that song for me for a while just rode. It was the perfect song for just driving in the car. What was that experience in creating that with her?
Honestly, so what happened that day? We were freaking
So I literally wrote that song like in 20 minutes in my bedroom. It was like I heard it and it just sounded so Playboy Cardi-ish. And I was like, yo, I just want to like make a Playboy Cardi type. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just call it Pixie Dust. I named it before I even like wrote anything. Then I came to him like right after.
I'm gonna be honest, like I was expecting her to do something like that she already does, like something either singing kind of like on the melodic stuff does, or more like rapping, like just straight up rapping like she normally does. I didn't expect her to do that. So she just to the house one night and I put the beat on and she just starts doing that in the studio and I'm just like, okay.
Had like a little voice.
I was like, what?
Did you do the Cardi?
And I was thinking like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was like, what is this, bro? Like, did you try to do the Cardi, Playboy Cardi baby voice type deal when you were trying? Was that like some of the inspiration there?
In my own way, I did, I guess.
Because she started rapping this, I was like, okay, this is obviously gonna need some kind of auto-tune on it, like obviously. So I put like her effects on and shit when she was on the mic and shit, so she heard her voice and everything, and she was doing it. I don't know, she was just playing with her voice and she just made it sound the way she did, and then all I did was just slap some freaking effects and reverb and shit and delay or whatever the hell I put on there and shit. No, it came out great. It's a great song. It's still a song that comes up on my like playlist on my Spotify, so from time to time it'll bump in my car or at work.
Yes, that's like everybody's favorite song, to be honest.
No, it is, and it would be real. I think it would be really cool with like a really, as corny as this sounds, like a really cheesy music video with a green screen, like in you and like an ash.
I was thinking of having like little like fairy wings on, like mad cheesy with it, and just having like a picture or something. And just have pretty little colors, and I don't know.
It'd be really, really cool. Also, if you listen to the song, Johnny Ghost, it's definitely about somebody, somebody. It definitely sounds like it's about somebody. So how do you feel about the song being about you? This is definitely about somebody.
Feels cool. Feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling.
well, nobody can see it because this is an audio podcast, but the love between you two, I see it every time you guys stare at each other. It's like a real love. It reminds me of somebody else I know. So no, and the song, it made me happy because, well, I mean, not only because I really like the song, but because I know you two, you guys are family. And that's why it was a cool to kind of hear that, like the feelings between, you know, even though it's coming from Jada and the work you guys put in it together, you can feel the love in that track. And I think that's why everybody likes it, because you can feel that love in that track. And somebody wants that kind of love. You know what I'm saying? As cheesy as it sounds, and you know, it is what it is, man. I'm not opposed to cheese. I love cheese, but it's the love you feel from somebody, and you can definitely feel when you're hearing you spit is like she's talking about somebody she truly, truly cares about. You're hearing about how he makes her feel, and vice versa. And it's a great exchange. And that right there, as simple as it is, as catchy it is, that's how you write a great song. Simple as that. It's how you write a great song.
Facts.
Period. Exactly. Period. So let's talk, Lady J, about your latest track you just dropped, Ultrasound, which is also another awesome song. And I saw you got on your Instagram because I guess apparently people were in your inboxes asking about you being pregnant. And the way you described it, I thought was the most interesting thing in the world. And it makes sense. So one, let's start with explaining the song. And then next, let's start with explaining the album art as well.
Okay. So the song Ultrasound, it kind of I got inspired by like my first performance on Worcester, like, you know, after like my very first one. Because it was the first one I did in a very long time. So I kind of just, you know, like the thought of me performing, I wanted to make a track that is gonna be like something that would hype up the crowd, you know, just like the feeling of like connecting with all these people that are watching me, you know, and working them up. And I just wanted it kind of reminds me of like a WWE like introduction to something. And like to the ring, like it kind of gave me that vibe, I guess. And I wanted the song to kind of be some kind of like theme song, like for something like that, just like I don't know, it's just adrenaline rush, I guess, like just the excitement of like the crowd just knowing who I am and just like knowing my music and just happy to be in front of me. Like that was the concept of the song. So now for the cover, because the song is called Ultrasound, I was like, you know what? I think that would be a dope name, first of all, because like ultrasound, but it doesn't have to be like ultrasound, right? Like a normal. But I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, this is like the birth of my career. And with the concept of this song being like a song to, you know, introduce somebody to the stage, it kind of gave that vibe for performing. And I don't know, like I put together literally, I actually took that picture. That was my baby pictures, my mom's ultrasound pictures of me, because I looked at it as like a star was born. You know what I mean? Like this is the birth of my career. This is the birth of like, you know, my music and everything that I've been doing this whole time. Like it's actually starting to form and I feel it. So yeah, that was like my baby blanket, my, you know, my crystals that I had like laid out, my like little stuffed animal. That's my Mr. Reindeer right there. That was like my first toy ever. It was first stuffed animal. So it's very meaningful to me and I'm actually very happy it made it to the cover. So yeah, that was actually like a lot of my stuff. A lot of people wouldn't, you know that. But yeah, I got a lot of DMs of people like, are you pregnant? Like, what is this about? But that was the point, is to get people talking about it, get people wondering, get people asking, get people like, kind of like I'm trolling a little bit, you know?
It works because it definitely got people asking. You had to make a whole video about it. And I mean, it makes sense. I like the concept, rebirth, in us as artists, even when I think back to when I first started to where I am now, I'm not the same artist I was before. You know, I was originally, you know, just into getting my anger and frustration out. And as it came along, I had to transition into different things and learn how to use different techniques that altogether as a whole, as an artist, sometimes we forget, you know, and you're kind of putting that together. You've got the music coming together, you've got the stage performance coming together, and like you said, it's a rebirth of you as an artist, that all of this is starting to come together and make something whole. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a great concept. And once again, you know, like, it's awesome to see you progress from the conversation that we had almost 2 years ago to where you are now, and seeing you get up there and executing what you're doing and saying, you know, hey, this is me, uncut, unfiltered, boom, here's, you know, as much as you're like, I feel like Hannah Montana, I think really Jada shining through Lady J.
Oh, thank you.
No,
I try.
Props.
I definitely.
So real quick, are you in Johnny Ghost working on putting like an album or an EP together for you, or is there any thoughts to that?
Yes, there's lots of it. We have a ton of songs that we've been recording this whole time that I've been gone, that I haven't really posted too much, like within the period of time since I graduated high school to like now. There's just a lot of songs in the vault.
Talking about us together.
You mean like album?
I mean, for like either working together or Johnny Ghost producing, or you guys like, yeah, you know, whatever, however you, I mean, obviously you produce a lot of her stuff. So I'm wondering, is there something coming together where you guys are going to put together an album for Lady J? I don't know, a Johnny Ghost album that's 2 years too late.
We have songs in the vault. We have songs in the vault, for sure. I also have some songs that I'm looking to record with Tyler Gifted in the future, so that, you know, we could balance out like different engineers and see, like, have different things going on at once. Yeah, we're just waiting for, you know, some songs to be finalized, and once that's done, we'll probably put together something and put it out soon. Yeah.
So recently, I just had Zeus on my podcast last week, and he spoke about you being on one of his songs. How was that experience working with Zeus? Once again, another family member bringing in who's doing his own thing.
Honestly, it was kind of fun. It was the first song I ever actually like officially featured on that was actually put out. Because I get people asking all the time to like feature on their stuff, and like I really don't ever do it, to be honest. Because I just, you know, I focus on my stuff. But he was so like on it about like trying to like make a song with me, and you know, I always thought about it, but we never like agreed on a beat or ever took it serious. But he DM'd me one time and was like, oh, like, what do you think about these 2 beats? I kind of want to get you out of your comfort zone and like, you know, do something. I heard both of the beats, and one of them had, you know, spoke to me. I was like catching a vibe instantly, which was the beat that we made a song to, Final Judgment, by the way. But yeah, Boys Studio, and I'm over here thinking we're gonna get to work. I didn't even really write too much. I wrote it like half of the song or most of the song within like that day. We were waiting for his friend to pull up to the studio, which was, you know, the guy who so we were waiting for Jesus's friend to show up to the studio, but he never did. But while we were there for like the couple hours that we were there for, I ended up writing like this whole verse. I actually only needed like 1 bar, maybe 2. After we left there, I was pretty confident about like what I had wrote. Then we eventually like made a plan to meet up at Tyler Gifted's studio, so we can like, you know, work with him and see what that's like, because he wanted us to meet him too, but you know, Johnny Ghost had to work.
All right, so how was it working with Tyler Gifted, as he is a producer and a rapper as well too? Did he give you guys any tidbits on what you guys can do to make the song better?
I feel like with me, or, you know, I feel like with me and Jesus, to be honest, he was kind of like giving us advice for how we should do like ad libs and stuff a little bit, because it's kind of like a rock song. It was really good working with him. I'm not gonna lie. He was very professional, very nice. You know, it was like a judge-free zone. He really got the job done quickly, and like I think he does really good for the amount of time that he, you know, engineers for. Shout out to Tyler. He's very talented at what he does. I'll
Very
give
much
that to
so.
him for sure. It was a really good experience. I also worked with him too for another track I did, and it was another good experience. So I probably will be working with him more in the future too.
Have you seen any of his music videos, man? He is definitely a visual person.
Yes.
He does some really awesome
He told me he
videos.
writes out his own scripts and stuff like for the videos.
Yeah, man. Definitely can't wait to talk to him about some things, man, for sure. So, you know, what are you hoping for both of you guys? What are you guys hoping moving forward to kind of, you know, do more shows or do more music, or Johnny Ghost producing more stuff, or Johnny Ghost actually releasing music?
Honestly, wait, say the question one more time.
I'm just wondering, like, what are you guys hoping going forward? You know, Jada's kind of rolling on shows and dropping music. Are you guys hoping, you know, is Jada hoping to put out a project? Are you hoping to help her put out a project?
Yeah.
Are you going to put out a project?
I'm definitely trying to make a music video.
On, like, continuing to,
that's for sure.
Keep doing the same things and just seeing what we could do better and seeing like what we need to fix in order to, like, you know, make our process a little bit more better and easier, and and find a way to, like, I don't know, find ways to make more money from the shit. Like, I don't know.
For sure.
Yes. I'm even thinking about, like, hopefully soon I'm gonna have like a little like mini team meeting to discuss merchandise for these shows that I'm doing, so that we can, like, you know, start putting my name out there a little more and make it dope enough to catch people's attention. So even if they don't know who Lady J is, they're gonna want to buy the merch because it's still fire. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just like, and maybe discuss, like, you know, opening up a website and like putting things out, like things like that. I definitely am trying to find a good videographer who I could work with to make music videos. Like I said, I'm trying to do that. We're definitely gonna put out a project eventually. Maybe sometime within the year of 2022, I'll probably have like something for sure. But yeah, and Johnny Ghost, he's been working on his music, and, you know, he's trying to perfect his craft so that when he pops out, you know, it's the way he wants it.
So. No, for sure. And you know, low key, Johnny Ghost has a lot of talent besides making your stuff. Yeah,
I tell him all the time.
Besides making your stuff really, really awesome, he has some music that I've heard from him that is really, really awesome. Johnny Ghost does have one song on Spotify that I know of, and I think it's a great, great song, and I think everybody should check it out. Doesn't have a lot of plays on it, but I'm going to share it again because I've shared it a couple times for everybody to check out. He's got some real good musical content and some real shit to say. But once again, I just want to say to both of you guys, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your guys' time. I just want to say, you know, I'm very, very proud of both of you. Very, very proud of what both of you guys are doing. And I just want you guys to keep pushing yourself forward. I want Johnny Ghost to get out of his head and keep pushing himself forward. I want Lady J to keep riding her wave and keep doing stuff, man. Like, it's really, really awesome to see you out there. And before we get out of here, let's talk about a couple shows you got coming up. October 29th at Demented Effects, which is tomorrow, or if you're listening to this on Friday, it is tonight. Buy some tickets, get the VIP, and go see your girl play. And then she's back there again.
Heard him.
Yeah, she's back there again, November 5th. And both shows start at 9 and they go till about 1:30 a.m. with a multitude of different artists. But we're really there to see Lady J. Okay, that's what we're gonna say. All right, we're really there to see Lady J. Okay.
Be there or be square.
And once again, go check out Lady J's latest track, Ultrasound. It's a really, really awesome song. Once again, thank you guys for coming on the show. It's been a while. We got to catch up again. For sure. And hopefully in 2 years from now, we'll be talking about how you on tour and how you on these shows with whoever. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
make
it better.
Happen. We'll make it happen.
Exactly. Bigger and better. So thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. It's all love. Thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Toodles.
Toodles. Bye. Bye.